The Bitcoin cycle top, not even close. Everywhere you look, people are calling for the end, saying Bitcoin has peaked and it's all downhill from here. But they're wrong. Not one single indicator that has flashed in the past, that have always signaled the top, have flashed yet. So if history tells us one thing, is that most of the gains, most of the profits that most people make come after most people think the top is in and the bull run is over. So in today's video, I'm going to break it all down for you and explain why the top is not in, which signals you should watch out for, and why the next leg up higher, the next movement up for Bitcoin and price may be right around the corner. So hopefully you're not thinking of exiting Bitcoin and the crypto market yet. And if you are, I hope you reconsider it so I can explain which top indicators you should be looking out for. Hello, my name is Jessica. So without further ado, let us jump into today's content. Okay, so we're going to start off with Bitcoin's price as we always do. And you can see that since yesterday, Bitcoin has been rallying up. Earlier today, we were up at around 90, wanting to crowd up towards 91,000. Right now, we're at $89,000. But really, guys, this is so trivial. We know this is just our journey on the way up, and this is what it happens to look like. That's it. So we're going to keep moving forward. I am extremely bullish on Bitcoin in the long term, and in the short term, it appears that Bitcoin will be pumping soon. Okay, so this tweet really just sort of wraps up how everyone is feeling in the market. This is why I wanted to share it. And it's okay to be confused and it's okay to be conflicted. And that's what this certain gentleman, Caleb Franzen, shares. He says, I don't know what to think right now. Part of me is very bullish. Part of me is very bearish. Part of me is buying the dip. Part of me wants to sell the next rip. I'm conflicted, and that's okay. And mind you, he's an analyst, so it happens to everybody. And it's just part of the experience. You have to know how to sit with discomfort in order to navigate through it. Because if you don't know how to just sit through discomfort, you're going to always make emotional decisions, and that will be disastrous. But okay, so which are these indicators? We have them nicely wrapped up and shared to us by Alt Crypto Gems. And I'm going to read them for you. And I would suggest that I will retweet this, which I already have actually. So comment below or go check out my X account to read these. But I think this is really gold. And I'm so happy that these were shared with us. So let's read through them together. Number one, first indicator you want to watch out for is the net unrealized profit loss. It's called the NUPL. And this indicator is a powerful tool for analyzing Bitcoin's market sentiment. It measures the difference between unrealized profits and losses in the market relative to the total market cap. So if NUPL is over 75%, it's a signal of market euphoria and potential tops. Number two is the MVRV. I've covered this one in past videos, but I'll read it for you again. And this is the market value to realized value. Bitcoin price divided by the realized price. So if the MVRV is over 5, you need to start exiting your positions. And if it goes above 6, you need to start doing it more aggressively. Number three, the Pi cycle top indicator. And the Pi cycle top indicator has historically been effective in picking out the timing of market cycles within 3 days. 2 to 3 days. It uses the 111-day moving average and a newly created multiple of the 350-day moving average. The next one is the 2-year MA multiplier. So the 2-year MA multiplier is a Bitcoin chart that highlights periods where buying or selling Bitcoin during those times would have produced outsized returns. So historically, accumulating Bitcoin when the price drops below the 2-year MA has proven to be an astute time to purchase Bitcoin. And selling Bitcoin when the price approaches the 2-year MA, or the red line in the chart, I'll show you here in a second, has historically been proven to be effective for taking profits. So take a screenshot if you need to. Moving on, we have the Mayer multiple. So the Mayer multiple compares the current price to the 200-day moving average. And historically, when the Mayer multiple is over 2, it's a good time to start exiting your positions. Then number 6, the next indicator, is the Bitcoin rainbow chart indicator. So the rainbow price chart is a long-term valuation tool for Bitcoin that uses logarithmic growth curve to forecast the potential future price direction of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin goes into the FOMO phase, and this indicator starts scaling out slowly. And then next we have the all season index. We know this is a great one. It's not very precise, but it generally is a good indicator of market sentiment. So we know that if 75% of the top 50 coins performed better than Bitcoin over the last season, 90 days, it's altcoin season. If the alt index is greater than 85, for a prolonged period of time, it usually indicates euphoria, which is often the last stage of a bubble. So that's it, guys. Moving on, this was shared with us by Crypto Boys. Not sure how to say that. And this is so interesting to me. This is a chart that shows the relationship between the global money supply, like literally all the money in the world, cash, checks, what's in banking, like savings accounts, etc. And we notice a correlation between when the global money supply is rising as Bitcoin's price, which tends to rise at the same time. There tends to be a really strong correlation between the two. So very interesting, because basically as there is more money in the world, it technically is a signal of inflation, and inflation is not a good thing for the market. It devalues everyone's money. And because investors are looking to make money, they tend to move, therefore, into other forms of risky assets, quote unquote, that hold larger potential to save them the value of their current holdings, their current money, and or make it grow exponentially. And it is more risky, but when inflation's rising and the value of your money is going down, you're at a loss. Essentially, like it puts you into a bit of a survival mode. And so you're just willing to look at riskier assets. And that's what's very interesting about the global money supply. And we know that right now. Let's keep going. It looks like we are going into more global liquidity, and Bitcoin's price should follow. So this chart that I'm sharing with you here on the screen is by Geometrics, and this was produced by ChatGPT apparently. And it shows once again this correlation I was talking about a minute ago, relating or addressing Bitcoin's price, which is the black line here on the screen, and global liquidity, which is in green. And you can see that right here, for instance. Okay, so like let's talk about this green part. So this green part, you can see the global liquidity is going up, and you can see Bitcoin in the black line follows suit, also goes up, also rises. And then when global liquidity contracted, you can see it dipped down into orange here, Bitcoin's price went down as well. And then recently, and you can just follow, the timeline, and you can see that right now where we are, global liquidity is going up and Bitcoin is doing that as well. So that is a very interesting correlation. That's why I always say, zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out. You have to look at the big picture and take note of all these indicators so that you can start to paint your own picture and you know how to go do your own research, because that's my hope for you, is that you learn how to eventually catch on with the type of news I share with you and the sources that I'm sharing them with you from. Go follow them. Follow the people that I'm following on X. That's why I encourage you to follow me and follow the news that I share, and then go check out who I'm quoting, who I'm interacting with, who I follow, because everyone is hand selected. Everyone is for a reason. And that's how you learn. You have to follow. It's like follow the leader. Follow the person that knows more than you. And chances are eventually, if you keep doing that, you will be on the right track. In most things, it works this way, and definitely financially. So anyway, moving on, here we have basically a chart indicating the relationship between RSI and Bitcoin's tops. So let's go ahead and read what was shared here by CryptoCon. on X, Bitcoin data has almost ununanimously reached levels that only come within 1 year of the cycle top. One of the most simple cycle top and bottom determiners that I have used for years is the monthly RSI double tops. Every cycle top has ended in the overbought territory of the monthly RSI. 2017's double top, right here where I circle, was much more subtle due to the smooth parabolic curve. The first tops have always formed at a 90 or higher RSI value with a slight diminish each cycle. So here are some takeaways from our current position. One, the cycle is not over, right? Because you can see right here, hopefully you can see where I'm circling with my mouse, but you can see that we have not remotely reached the RSI levels that should mark a top. Okay, we have not come close to that. So number two is there's major room for increase. And three, both tops have yet to be made. So go to your trading view and make sure that you have your RSI indicator clicked on and be checking out your RSI indicator for this. Okay, and then next, we have the Pi cycle top indicator. And I'll go ahead and read this. This was by Crypto Tips. And mind you, I'm not a pro trader. I am sharing my research with you. So we are learning together. And these are the top indicators that I have found that typically empower one to know if a top is coming in. So I'm sharing with you which indicators these are and explaining how people use them and how they're clearly not calling in a top. We are not at a top yet, guys, so do not panic. Bitcoin is going to pump higher. So next, so let me read this for you by Crypto Tips. The Pi cycle top indicator has marked previous cycle tops with days. Okay, within days. But right now, it's not even close to flashing red. So right now, what we're experiencing is likely just a correction. All right, so let's learn more about Pi cycle tops. Okay, so the Pi cycle top indicator works by tracking two key moving averages. One is the 111-day moving average, the DMA, which is the orange line. If you were to zoom in on this, let me know, I can retweet this as well. And two is a 350-day moving average, which is the green line. When the DMA, 111 DMA, crosses above, someone in the comments section, if this is you, then this is for you. You were asking me which indicator indicates a top is coming in. Well, this is it, okay? It's the Pi cycle top indicator. So when the 111-day moving average line crosses above the 350-day moving average, Bitcoin has historically peaked. So let's take a look. So hopefully take a screenshot if you need to. Go set these two indicators, but it's when the orange line crosses over the green line. All right, moving on. The Pi cycle top indicator marked the 2013, the 2017, and the 2021 bull run tops within days. Totally mind-blowing. I agree with Crypto Tips. Here, right now, these lines are not even close to crossing. Here you can see it. So in previous cycles, they converged rapidly before marking the top. And this time, as you can see right here where my mouse is, they're not even close to each other, guys. Not even close. Not to mention, typically a top is marked by euphoria. And right now we're not seeing any euphoria. Like, there were people very excited as Bitcoin was reaching a new all-time high, but that's normal. So it's important to keep those two things separate, or at least separate in your mind in terms of why people were excited. Okay, so moving on, and to wrap things up, Crypto Tips goes on to say, the recent dip looks more like a healthy correction rather than a cycle top. Every bull run has periods of consolidation and pullbacks before its final leg up. So unlike in 2013 and 2017 and 2021, where the indicators call tops precisely, the cycle has new factors to play in. And as I've said, and as Crypto Tips here is validating what I've said before, I've said this bull run is, and many others have said it as well, I'm not the only one, but I know, like, I've been adamant about this since the beginning. Like, for a long time, I've been saying that this bull run was not going to be like any other bull run, because in the past it was, okay, value into Bitcoin, okay, then it rolls over into altcoins, okay, then it, everything kind of swells, but mainly it's large caps, then it rolls over into small caps, mid caps, small caps, and then like the meme coins fly, right? And whatever else is like trending. But this cycle, we've had, as Crypto Tips points out here, we've had the Bitcoin ETFs. So there's like new category, right? Bitcoin ETFs, which has nothing to do with the actual Bitcoin price. I mean, it does and it doesn't, because it is a bullish signal, which then tells people, oh, I should go buy some. So it does work in that way. But in terms of the money, like mixing, the money is separate, okay? The amount of money that's going into the Bitcoin ETFs, that's going into funds. That's not even going indirectly into Bitcoin. And it's definitely therefore not flowing into altcoins or the other alternative crypto tokens, as we call them, right? And so, and if anything, I heard Ivan on Tech say this, and I agree, and I've been saying this on my channel as well, is that these are institutional funds, BlackRock, VanEck, you know, whoever else and whoever else and whoever else. There's so many of these, you know, like big institutional funds, and you want to, and they are typically called smart money. You call, you know, like old smart money, okay? But when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto, they are not smart. They don't know. They're buying because their hedge fund manager, their family, you know, their family office manager, whoever is telling them that they should have like 1% in or however much percent in, but they don't actually know the asset. They don't understand Bitcoin fundamentally, because first off, it's hard to understand. I don't think it's that hard to understand, but a lot of the vocabulary that's used in explaining it is difficult for some reason. I can explain things more simply, I think so anyway. If you don't understand something, then are you going to be able to value it? No, because you don't understand it. So anyway, I'm going on a bit of a tangent here, so I'll come back to the point. But the point is that this bull run is different, as Crypto Tips here on the screen is also saying, right? So this time we have Bitcoin ETFs. Next, we have government bodies around the world buying Bitcoin. You know, everyone, like so many countries, how many are we at? Like 9, 10? So many countries are talking about getting their own Bitcoin strategic reserve. So this is unprecedented. We have never encountered this ever in the history of humanity. Like, this is so wild. I heard Michael Saylor say, you know, it's like people used to make fun of crypto, calling it imaginary internet money, because in many ways it kind of is magical, and it exists like in your mind. Like, if you can remember, this is what Michael Saylor said, and I thought it was so brilliant. You can own your money no matter where you are in the world, even if your phone dies, your laptop dies. If you have, right, your cold storage wallet, right, like your little drive, and you can just remember your secret phrase. If you can just remember your like secret phrase words, like the bank is in your head, in your memory. And you can, you know, if you're, you know, you can either like log into your wallet, if it's something like MetaMask, for instance, or if you have your ledger, no matter where you go, you know, it's amazing how much value can be held in a little thumb drive, basically, you know, and all you need is your memory to unlock it. And even if someone takes it away from you, they won't actually be able to take your money without those secret words that you have in your memory. Amazing. So anyway, it's incredible the world is adopting this literally like magic internet money. But moving on, we also now have strong accumulation from long-term holders. And this is probably the most beautiful part of this all, is that while there is so much turbulence in the market and tariffs and, you know, Ukraine now and like Russia, and there's so much going on in the world. Mind you, so much of it is for the good of humanity, and the world is amazing to watch. But the point is, it's uncertainty, which nobody likes. But it's amazing that as we have so much uncertainty, Bitcoin is able to sustain this strong price, because there are so many believers, so many people holding, long-term holders that are not going to sell ever, because they understand the value of the Bitcoin they're holding. Amazing. Moving on. So that's a wrap on the Pi cycle top indicator. Okay, let me know if you want me to share this link with you. I will, so you can go read up on it again and take your time. It's so important. I run through this as fast as possible because I'm trying to respect your time and make sure you don't click away. But take your time, you know, like you should take screenshots of this, or remember who I'm referencing, go look them up, pause the screen, write it down, and go do your research, you know? So this is what the Pi cycle top futures across chart looks like. And as you can see, the blue sort of fluorescent color is the 111-day moving average. And then the purple line here is 350-day moving average. And it's when the blue line crosses over the purple line here. And this is by BitBo charts, not BitBoy, BitBo. Next indicator. This is an on-chain indicator, I believe. This is called HODL Waves. And this shows us basically how many people are holding Bitcoin and for how long. So we'll read more about it here by Baba to Black Sheep on X. Thank you, Baba. And they say, Bitcoin HODL waves show how long holders keep their coins, as I was saying a moment ago, right? So upper waves, let's zoom in on this. So upper waves equal unmoved supply or hodlers. Lower waves equal new demand. Right? So this is useful for spotting bull or bear market phases. Very, very interesting. So essentially, when people that have been holding a long time start selling, that's usually a signal of when the top might be in. And then here you can see what the MVRV looks like. And lastly, here is the fear and greed index. And right now, as you can see, we are at an extreme fear, which definitely is not where we're at when a top is in. So we're definitely not at a top, guys. Not at a top. If anything, when we're at a top, we're in green. And if you've been in crypto for a long time, then you know this, right? And lastly, a very important indicator, it's just a general indicator, is when it's basically search terms. When more people are interested in Bitcoin, sometimes that can signal a bit of a top. And when it's not too high, then it basically tells you there's room to grow, right? And historically, during bull runs, we've been at all-time highs with people searching for Bitcoin. And right now, you can see all the way over here on the chart, we're not even near a top. Like, we're just starting, literally just starting. So, okay, guys, I hope you gained value from today's video. I hope you took screenshots, or I hope you come back and watch the video again, or ask me questions in the comments, or let me know if you want me to share the links that I was going through, and go do your own homework. Listening to my videos is definitely not enough. It's a start, but my hope would be that you then go do your own research on the things that I talk about, so that you can educate yourself, because that's really the only way, is understanding what you're holding, understanding why you're doing what you're doing. That is your source power. It's like they always say, right? Like, you need to know your why. Like, you need to know why you're doing something. You know, retire your mom, retire yourself. Like, there has to be a big reason, and you need to know what you're holding and why. Like, why Bitcoin? Why the crazy meme coin that you're holding? Like, why do you believe in it so much? Why do you think it's going to do so well? You know, questions like that you need to be asking yourself, so that you can withstand times like this when Bitcoin is down, even though today Bitcoin's trying to pump. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. I love you very much, and I will be back here tomorrow. Ciao.